An emergency update as the United States prepares to strike Iran at any given moment, as there has been significant escalation in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, over the last couple weeks, the United States has built up a significant military presence in the region, including 2 aircraft carriers, dozens of warships, hundreds of fighter jets, and within the last 24 hours, the president has ordered at least 50 additional fighter jets to be deployed to the region, along with at least 150 military cargo planes to be sent with equipment and supplies, along with the tens of thousands of military personnel, again, in the region. Now, I also do have this article right here. I'm going to pop this up in just a second so you can see and read for yourself all the details within here. There's a lot of information within that. I want you to read that, as well as I will pull out the key details within that so we can see that for ourselves. Now, this comes on the back of an announcement out of the Iranian supreme leader yesterday suggesting that they're going to sink United States aircraft carriers. I don't know about that. We will see about that. Let's honestly hope not. That'd be really, really bad. But my point being is that threat came out of the supreme leader yesterday, suggesting that the United States aircraft carriers would be going to the bottom of the sea. Yeah, again, let's see about that. Anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details on this. Let me know your thoughts down below, by the way. What do you think of all this turmoil, all of this disagreement, all of this arguing, and potential military action, which could potentially erupt into a regional war in the Middle East? And is that something that we really want or need right now? Let's just be real. Do we really want or need that right now? I don't know. Drop your comments down below. I'm not here to tell you what to think or what to believe. I'm just saying, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of chaos that's playing out right now. All right, anyway. So with all of this being said, again, obviously this would be a joint operation between the United States military and the Israeli military as well. I think that's pretty obvious, just like the 12-day war that we saw in the summer of 2025 when the United States sent in the B-52s with those bunker busters at the time, but that was over the summer. But here's the deal. Basically, these nuclear talks that are going on right now between the United States and Iran are not very fruitful. They're not yielding anything for the most part. Now, they had talks yesterday as well, and apparently nothing really came out of that. The United States is basically calling on Iran to scrap their nuclear program, which they obviously don't want to do. They're also calling on Iran to basically end any of their ballistic missile production, which they don't want to do, right? And the United States is calling on them to do all these different things, and Iran is like, no, we're not doing that. We're not agreeing with that. Well, basically, the president has made it very clear. If you do not follow through with our orders, it's going to be a really bad day for Iran. That's basically what the president has basically said, and they're going to follow through with that, apparently, according to what they're doing here. Now, I want to throw something else out there really quickly. This is just my opinion / my observation, so take it for what it's worth. But I'm just saying this. If the president was truly doing this, as in if Trump were doing this as a bluff, as in we're just going to bluff them, we're just going to build up a ton of military assets in the region, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to try to bluff. Do you think that they would really need this much firepower in the region to pull off a bluff? I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not a military expert. I'm going to be fair with you, but it just seems like a lot of firepower to be sitting there as a bluff. I don't know if you really need that much. I'm not sure. But it seems to me, with the buildup of all the warships, the aircraft carriers, the hundreds and hundreds of fighter jets in the region, the tens of thousands of personnel, the supplies, the equipment, the tanker aircraft that have been flying and going into that region, and again, the joint venture here with the Israeli military, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of buildup. It just seems like a lot of something that we saw recently in, I don't know, the Caribbean and the whole situation with the Venezuela abduction of Maduro, right? Remember that? Back on, January 3rd or something like that? It just seems very interesting, and it seems like a very familiar buildup that we've seen play out just recently here. It seems like a very similar scenario. Now, again, they've also suggested that this could possibly take weeks to achieve the objective in Iran. So who knows how long this is actually going to take here. And, maybe they can come together on this and agree to something, on a civil standpoint and not have to, throw missiles at each other. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it just seems like one of these scenarios, like literally the icing on the cake right now. Right when everybody's like, oh my gosh, we can't possibly handle any more chaos in our lives. We can't possibly deal with any more conflict right now. And we're going to possibly jump into a major regional conflict between the United States, Iran, and obviously bringing the Israeli military into this with us. Drop your comments down below. Let me know. Is this something we really want and or need right now? And again, your opinion is totally fine. If you're down there in the comment section and saying, yes, let's do it, light them up, that's fine. And if that's what you believe, that's fine. I totally respect your comment. Again, I'm just asking you. There could be other people on the other side that say, no, we absolutely do not want this. We absolutely do not need this. That's okay too. I respect that. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm not here to change your thoughts whatsoever. I'm here to just give you information as it's coming across the wire so that you have this information at your disposal and just understand what's going to go on. But do you think that this would possibly have some economic repercussions here in the United States? Well, it easily could. Do we anticipate this is only going to last a few days, maybe a few weeks as they're anticipating? We don't know, right? Did we anticipate the Iraqi and the Afghanistan situation? Did we anticipate that was going to take 20 years? I don't know. Did we? But again, 20 years that our individuals, our military personnel in the United States were sitting there in these countries, right? 20 years. Did we anticipate that back in the early 2000s when that whole thing started? Again, I don't know. I'm not a military expert. But it just seems like a lot of people probably would feel like, if you're going to do it, I guess just get the job done super fast and let's just be done. We don't want to sit here and drag this out forever. I don't know. Again, I'm just kind of throwing out some ideas, some speculations. I'm not really sure what the consensus of the population thinks. But to be real with you, honestly, it doesn't really matter. The president doesn't really care. I can't imagine the president cares one bit what the people are thinking, like, hey, please don't bring us into another conflict. We don't really want this. We don't want any of our service members to be injured or hurt, or even worse, we don't want any of our equipment or taxpayer dollars to be spent this way. I don't know. I'm just throwing out some ideas. I'd love to hear from you down below. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm just very, very curious to hear what people think about this whole situation. But it seemed like maybe like a week ago, it seemed like there was maybe some optimism coming out of the president and the administration, like, yeah, we can maybe fix this. We can maybe come together on an agreement with these talks. And now it sounds like things are falling apart. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I wanted to say this earlier and I forgot. Yesterday, or like overnight, the Iran, they closed the Strait of Hormuz. Is that how you pronounce that? Hormuz? Anyway, they closed this incredibly important shipping waterway. They closed it and they started launching missiles into it. Interesting. Does that seem a little bit, very familiar from what we've seen before? You close different things down and then you start launching missiles. I don't know. Just seems kind of interesting here, right? So anyway, please drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to think about this. Obviously, I'll keep you updated as we go. And to be fair with you, I'm going to be 100% fair right now. This is not generally what I talk about here on the channel, okay? I generally don't talk about this kind of stuff. But considering that this would impact us in the United States as the United States citizens and economically and financially, this is likely going to impact us. Because of that, I wanted to talk about this really quickly because this will impact us in the United States. Whether we are directly involved or not, this will impact us financially and economically. It'll impact us in the United States. So that's why I'm talking about this. But again, like I said a minute ago, to be 100% fair, I generally do not talk about this kind of topic here on the channel. I talk about other things focused around money and finances and fixed income, Social Security, Medicare, the stimulus or dividend updates, anything else like that. That's generally what I talk about here on the channel. Food stamps, SNAP benefits, that's my primary focus, is all of those topics, not this type of stuff. Just being fair with you, okay? Anyway, please subscribe down below if you're new here. Share the video, big share button down below. Drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. I really look forward to hearing what you have to say. Otherwise, please, have a nice day. Stay safe out there. I'll keep you posted. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later.